Welcome everybody to this episode of Discussing Digital. And today I'm discussing digital with Paul Newton. Paul, would you like to introduce your company and talk a little bit as an intro about how you are using digital marketing?
Of course I can, mate. There's a part of me that thinks you should have had Jesse here, to be honest with you. He's the genius behind our marketing. So I'm Paul Newton. I run actually 3 companies. I've got Mental Theft, which is talking about cybersecurity and how a mind reader can steal all of your information. I've got Newton's Nuggets, which is the podcast. And then the thing I've been doing for years is magic tricks. So if you just look at Paul Newton Magic, that business has been running for ages, but everyone now wants to know about the podcast and about mental theft. So that's what I'm here to talk about.
Brilliant. Okay, let's talk about that. I mean, I'm really worried about the mental theft thing, that by the end of it, you're going to know all my PIN numbers and everything. So
No, you're fine. You're fine. See that window behind you? Jesse's looking through that and getting all your information while you're concentrating on me. Honest.
Oh dear. So how do you use digital marketing to kind of promote both the mental theft work you're doing and also your podcast?
Okay, video and digital marketing for me have been massive, especially these last 2 years, because we went from being able to network with people and people learned about us and we could show them what we do and all that, to you're in front of your laptop and that's it. So we have, on the mental theft side, we have a weekly live video that goes out every Monday called Scam of the Week. So I love that because it means I can warn people about new scams that I've just heard about or old ones that they might have forgotten about. It then means people can interact directly with me while I'm on video. We've also got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got loads of things going out constantly on a daily basis that are just there to help people where mental theft is concerned. And the truth is, the more that you're seen and the more that you're known and the more you're out there, the more you're seen as an expert. Okay. Now, video for me is brilliant because I need to get across my personality and how I present when I'm working. And the amount of times that you'll get somebody come on to Scam of the Week and just in the chat, they'll start throwing little curveballs, trying to see if you can handle something different coming in. And I prove that I can. So when those potential bookers are watching it, they just go, he can think on his feet and he can carry on. And then Newton's Nuggets, the podcast, but I don't even know how that's got so well known. I really don't. I don't know why it's successful. It's me and my mate chatting rubbish, and we interview really interesting people. So I understand it when people come in for the interviews, okay? But reality is I started that because I was going to go nuts being locked at home on my own, and I'm an entertainer at heart. But now Newton's Nuggets is all over Facebook, it's all over LinkedIn, it's all over Instagram. Little snippets of the interviews are out there and being used for promo. One of the best things about interviewing other people is that when they get excited about their show coming up, they put it on their social media as well.
Yeah.
So we're constantly, almost every week, gaining new followers all over the place that we've never targeted.
Yeah. Well, I'm really hoping you're going to share this when it goes out, mate.
Mate, yes. Just make sure I have warning and tell Jesse because he's better at it than I am.
Okay, but I think you're absolutely right, and it is all that promoting it and getting others to promote it and share it as well. I mean, it has to be interesting, and clearly, both what you just said, both of you have interesting guests, but also I've listened to a couple. Your interaction with Jesse is fun, lighthearted, and interesting, and on topic. So,
mate, these last couple of weeks, I've been ribbing him so badly because he had to do a show on his own because I was ill. And I've been ripping into him and I've been telling him that I'm getting everyone to listen to his solo show. Because I thought, this poor guy, he's gone from, I don't really want to be seen by an audience, I don't really want to speak to an audience, to he's co-hosting a podcast and doing shows on his own when he has to. And he's brilliant at it. He's absolutely brilliant at it. But so Jesse, if you hear this, I do apologise, but I do also find it funny.
So, one of the things that we were talking about just before we actually started recording was you were saying about the challenges that lockdown had given you, obviously, because your main business was being a stage performer, for want of a better term. Sorry for that. You're absolutely brilliant. I've seen your shows and I just go, how did he do that every time?
And you know what? When you've got an audience of grown adults who own and run their own businesses, And you can honestly see the look in their eyes of, what the, how? There's no other thing like it. But the difference is, mate, so March 2020, I did the biggest audience. Right, this isn't for an ego basis. It was the largest audience that Mental Theft had performed to. Okay, not Paul Newton as a magician, but the Mental Theft talks. It was the largest audience, and it was one of the best fees I've ever got for a talk. So for me, everything was on the up and up and up and up, and we were building that way, and we knew exactly where we were going, and we knew what and why and everything. A week after that, we get the notification of, you're not allowed in rooms with people more than 30 in that room. I was like, that's literally every booking I've got in my diary. Okay, you don't hire a magician to come and entertain 5 people. It doesn't happen, really. But so I've just looked at my diary and gone, that's it, we're done. We're screwed. It's stopped. Slowly, all my bookings got cancelled. As we were told, it'd only be a month. It then turned into 2 months. It then turned into 6. I looked at what was going on in other countries. I looked at China and I said, this isn't a month. They've been dealing with this for 5 or 6 months now, and they're still not out of it. This is not going to be a month. Unfortunately, I was right, and it went longer. I'll be blatantly honest with you, Rob. I think I went into depression for a while, because you think about it, at the time I had Mental Theft and I had the magic, and both of those businesses just crashed overnight.
Yeah.
It took about, I think I was about 6 weeks into being the grumpy Paul that I'd never want to see again. Okay. But then something happened. I started doing some gardening. I started doing some things that were productive. And that's when Jesse turned around to me and he said, right, that book you've been on about writing, it's time to do it. I was like, don't be silly. Nobody's going to read a book about a mind reader nicking cyber stuff. And he said, well, don't worry about that. But we can write the book and we can help people. There's no point. I've got no money to do it, no money to launch it, no money coming in. I've given all the deposits back. There's no cash. I'm in trouble. Don't worry about the cash. We can worry about that later. And he basically gave me a gentle kick up the backside. We then started writing the book. It then got to a point where we're going to get close to launching this. We got no money to. We did a crowdfunder because, again, Jesse kicked my backside. Mm-hmm. Somebody else contacted crowdfunder about my book. Then they got in touch with me and they gave me an offer that I couldn't refuse. Seriously, I would tell the offer one day and you would say, yeah, if you turn that down, you'd be the stupidest business owner in the world. So we went for it. We wanted a minimum of £2,000 to launch this book. I wanted 4,000 to get done in a way that I'd be proud of. We ended up on nearly $7,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And really, that relaunched Mental Theft.
Yeah. And all that, a lot of that was promoted through digital as well, I presume.
Yeah, mate, only through digital.
Yeah.
Because that was when we were in serious lockdown. That was when it was a case of I was the only one who would go shopping, and you'd be masked up, you'd be visored up, you'd be wearing gloves, everything. So that was only through, I'll be careful here, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. TikTok really wasn't a thing, so we weren't using that. I still don't really understand TikTok, and I'm rubbish at editing it, so I don't use it.
I don't think you're alone there.
and mate, so many people are looking at it and going, "Don't get it." Yeah. But yeah, that was it. It was all through digital marketing, and the thing that blew my mind was we suddenly created this wave of people that wanted Mental Theft to survive and do well.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for those. And I say this lovingly, okay? I really do. If it wasn't for those idiots backing a magician talking about cybersecurity, it would have crashed.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know the names of every single person that is in that list, and I love them all to bits. But if we hadn't been able to market ourselves on digital, in social media, in a way that, mate, if you go back and watch the crowdfunding videos, I'm taking the mick out of myself. I'm literally saying to people, look, I don't blame you if you don't back this, because I don't think I would. And they came through and they absolutely supported it. During roughly the same time, we started Newton's Nuggets. Now, I'd been doing little clips of video where I just point to the camera at myself and I'd do a 2-3 minute clip of what I thought was helpful advice to people. Okay. I kind of stopped that when I was feeling depressed. And then me and Jesse were talking and something clicked. I was like, oh no, I've got a lot of friends in the entertainment world and in the business world. And they're all sat at home doing nothing and they're not allowed out. I wonder if I could get them to give some advice as well. Yeah. And so I turned around to some friends that are really brilliant, clever people and said, could I interview you for this idea I've got? And all of them went, yeah, of course you can. I'm sure they were like, yay, something to do. Yes, let's do this. And now we're at show, not even sure what number we're at. I think we're at something like 91.
Yeah, I know it's quite a high number when I watched it, high 80s, 90. Amazing.
Yeah. Seriously, it's like before we recorded, I said to you, we are now planning for show 100.
Yeah.
What the hell? We've got listeners in Australia, in America. We've got listeners in weird places that I can't even pronounce the names of. I just don't get it, Rob.
Yeah.
I love it, but I don't get it.
No, well, like I said, I've listened to some of them, and I think they are entertained, but they're very educational as well. And yeah, that's always been your style, right back, sort of when we first met, and at networking events, it was a combination of humor, magic, and business advice kind of stuff. And so I think you've always had that skill.
Yeah, you're right. Even back in the day when for networking, I used to do like 15-minute presentations, didn't I?
Yeah.
And it'd be, business ideas from a magician or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can have fun while you're educating, I swear people learn better.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of me, mate. I know we're here to talk about the digital marketing side of things, but seriously, if I didn't have Jesse pushing me and helping me, if I didn't have social media, if we didn't have access to, I can go on my phone, put together 5 photos of something that I'm working on. And in that day, you can then have you can have loads of likes, you can have loads of comments.
Yeah.
But the really important thing is you have a couple of people going, how can I buy that? Yeah.
Social media seems to be, from what you just said, is probably your biggest driver. Would you say that's the case? Is one sort of channel better than others? Do you find LinkedIn better than Twitter or something? You mentioned both when we were chatting beforehand, as well as Instagram and Facebook. So it sounds like you're using all of them well. I just wondered if there was one that was better than others for you, or yes, there are, and this is where having the 2 businesses kind of comes into its own. Because at first it was very much a Paul Newton does. Paul Newton's part of Mental Theft, or Paul Newton's promoting Newton's Nuggets. But there came a point when Jesse was looking at it, and he came to me and he said, look, we need to split these. We need to stamp our feet and split these completely, because they're very, very different animals. And I was chuffed with that because I was thinking the same thing. Now, if you look at what they are, so you've got Newton's Nuggets, which is a business entertainment podcast, which no one else really does. Businesses are normally really serious podcasts. Yeah.
Okay. We want to have a laugh, and we want to find out how real people are creating their own dream life. I'm not after the people who are buying a Bugatti. Okay. I'm not after the people who go, you have to buy your own private jet, otherwise you're not successful. No, I want to know how real people have more family time and can help others do so. Then you look at Mental Theft, which is about cybersecurity, which is about covering your backside, making sure you don't get scammed and defrauded. The mental theft stuff, you put that on LinkedIn, where there's a business element and more people are concerned about their business and how to further their business, how to protect themselves. That's mental theft. Within that, we aim more at mental theft.
Yeah.
But then on Facebook, the following for Newton's Nuggets, the people that comment, we've got the Facebook page up on there. And the comments, and do you know what? Still, so many people want to stay quiet. Okay, yeah. They don't want to put a like up. They don't want to put a heart up. They don't want to put a comment up because other people might see it. But we get DMs through saying, that was amazing. Thank you so much for that. You've helped me with XYZ.
Yeah.
We had a really touching show a little while ago with a gentleman called Guy. He asked not to have his last name on, and completely agree with that and understand why. But he's going through a cancer battle right now. Okay. And he is such a legend, such an amazing person. Really is. And he knows that I love him to bits. His show was so blatant about cancer. And it was so blatant about what you need to do, how you need to get checked. And he told his story fully.
Yeah.
Now, from that one show alone, I think I'm now at 12 messages from guys who have said, we didn't realize that this could be a real issue. I've been having pains here, hadn't thought about it until I listened to your show. And these 12 people have gone and got themselves checked from the doctors. 10 of them, nothing there. You're absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. It's just an ache. It's just this. 2 of them have found early cancer.
Wow.
Now you look at that and you just go, yeah.
That is
mind blowing.
But I mean, it's just extraordinary, as you say, to be able to go from doing something just to keep me sane, helping, to actually being able to go indirectly through doing a podcast. I've helped 2 people potentially save their lives. I mean, that is just awesome,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
isn't it? I now get small to medium business owners who contact me and go, I can't believe other people are going through these feelings. I thought it was just me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's great that you get that feedback, and it's good that you get that interaction. Obviously within a digital marketer thing that helps promote it, but actually, it's just as a person doing it, that's such a positive piece of feedback when you've.
Mate. Yeah, it really is. And you're talking to an entertainer who loves doing live stuff, and for the last 30 years of my life, I've been entertaining.
Yeah, and
I'm used to having an audience tell me, that was brilliant, we love that, you're doing great, to you're going to be locked in your house. I now have people sending in requests for who they'd love to be interviewed, because they seem to think I now have the power to go and get those people.
Yeah.
And you know what, mate, I've asked some big hitters to be on the show, and it amazes me that they say yes.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah,
but again, that's the power of it, and the power of digital, that you can do that when you keep going and getting the right connections. It's just like getting people on board that then share to their audiences, so you become part of their audience and things like that. I think that's just one of those amazing things. And it's one of the things. One of the reasons I want to kind of be doing this is for other business owners, in different niches, to realise the power that social media and the whole digital marketing arena can have on your business, and you can do it low cost, no cost. It's not, you put the hours in.
Do you know what? When mental theft first started, so it was an idea in my head. I had the idea: could a mind reader scare people into being productive about their security? And then it was like, right, how many tricks do I do where I can steal personal information? And I was like, actually, there's quite a lot. I can do quite a lot of damage with this. Okay. First step, I wanted to go and see Jesse. I went and saw Jesse, and Jesse is a marketing genius for a medium-sized business whose name I'm not sure I'm allowed to say. Okay. And I went to see him and I said, look, I just need a cuppa and a sit down and a chat with you about an idea. And I told him the idea, and he went, oh my God, this needs to start. And I was like, no, I'm having this chat with you for you to tell me this is rubbish and I shouldn't run with this. And he went, no, this is brilliant and it's needed. Okay. Then we said, what do we call it? Because, mind thief would work. And then we both said, what we need to do is we need to come up with loads of names that are possible. Then we check all social media. So we then checked Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, for if other people had already got those names. And we're sat there and we're going through loads, and we've now got our laptops open and we're ready to buy websites, and because you want it as a .com and a .co.uk and all. And I can remember we'd gone through something like 50 or different potential names. I then said something to Jesse, and I honestly cannot remember what I said. Okay. And we started both searching. And I went, it's gone on Twitter and on LinkedIn. And he went, no, it's not. I was like, no, it is. I've just checked. And he went, no, it hasn't. And I said, what have you searched for? And he went, mental theft. I really like it. And I went, that's not what I said. And he went, but it's good though. Like, really good.
Yeah.
And that was it. Mental theft was born. And we made a conscious decision that the business name was massively dependent on what was available in the digital world.
Yeah, yeah.
And even now, I've joked about TikTok. Okay, I've told you I'm rubbish at TikTok. I waste too much time watching stupid things on it, but I don't know how to use it myself. But we do own mental theft on TikTok.
Brilliant, yeah. So you got it across all the platforms, yeah?
Yeah, I think you have to. I think if you spot something that you think that could go somewhere,
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if somebody types in mental theft as one word on any search engine, we own it.
Yeah.
We've got it. And same with Newton's Nuggets. You type that anywhere and it will just be a page full of us and what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
No, but the whole brand, as you said, did a really important part of your brand. And you know, it's quite an interesting story about how you've gone away and deliberately done that to make sure you'd be able to get it everywhere. So I think that's a really good piece of advice to anybody looking at particularly starting up or a new brand or a new service or something like that. That's a really good nugget.
Hey, look at that. I could make a show out of that.
Yeah.
And it's like you just said as well, when just before I went off on one about the night, it's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
I know.
If you're not using it, why?
Yeah, exactly. And everyone is always looking on digital now, you know, mobile phones, tablets, as well as computers. So this is it.
Phones have become so important in the video and digital world that, Rob, it wasn't that long ago that if you didn't do everything in a horizontal aspect, people had a right strop.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't they? People had a right, turn it needs to be horizontal. Now, so many people are watching on the phones that it's like, why didn't you do that vertical?
Yeah, yeah. You've either got to do it portrait. Sometimes you have to do it square because Instagram likes squares, and
Yep. And that's why, and you know, the whole square thing kind of makes me laugh. But I'm now, because of Jesse worrying about the square thing and what social media were going on, you will probably notice my head tries to stay within this space.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm doing stuff. Because I know that at some point he'll go, you put your face out of shot when I change into this.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that before. I do now.
No, it's all the ratios where it used to be, you know, the thirds, didn't it? Each, you know, it's fascinating how all of this stuff has evolved over the last few years.
That's it. We talked about from a world where we always thought landscape and horizontal, and that's how you worked.
Yeah.
Not now.
You know. And whereas, you know, if you'd asked me as a person, I would have said probably over the last 5 years, nothing, you know, if you asked me 2 or 3 years ago, there's nothing new that's going to come out. You know, you should say TikTok has come out in the last couple of years. And you got Clubhouse, the kind of audio thing. And now all the social media platforms are launching Clubhouse style rooms. It's interesting to see how things, just when you think there's nothing new, nothing more can happen, something else comes up left field.
Yeah, mate, and that Clubhouse thing, I didn't even mention that earlier. That got me direct in with a security company in America, and me and the owner of the company just happened to be in the same room.
Yeah.
I had a strop about something that people didn't do, and he's just popped on and said, I completely agree, Paul, can we have a chat?
Brilliant.
And that's created transatlantic business because I had a strop on Clubhouse.
Yeah. So I think there's 3 things I kind of would like to just cover off before we go. One, I asked you about if you had one piece of good advice to give people about digital marketing and one piece of advice that is, don't do that, it never worked for me.
Good, do it. Don't worry about the quality of the kit you've currently got. Okay, I'm sat in front of a good camera now. My word, when Nuggets started, my camera was awful, my microphone was awful, everything. This stuff has been bought and upgraded because of the followers of Nuggets and of mental theft. Don't worry about the quality of kit. Get started. You can start it rubbish. You can upgrade it as you go. Seriously, just get started. Don't do things like filming out the front of your house. Don't do things that will give away your personal information, because I see this a lot, and I've had to help some of these people. And this is going into the mental theft train of thought. I'm really good at finding people. I'm not as good as some of my team. Some of these Instagrammers who put up photos of the front of their house or their cars and they leave the number plates on, or they'll take pictures of where they are. Seriously, it's getting easier and easier for me to scam and take somebody's ID. Please don't show things off that are going to give personal information. Whenever you see me doing a video, I'll be in front of a big curtain, or I'll be in my studio where I've got a picture of the mental theft stuff going on. Just please, on that side, be careful, okay?
Really good advice, that. Yeah. I mean, this is
it's one that bothers me. Yeah. And there you go. That's my two.
Yeah, brilliant. That's great. Thank you ever so much. I think they're a really good piece of advice. Finally, Paul, if people, obviously, you just said actually across any platform, if you search for mental theft, but is there, and so you've shared some links, and that we'll put that up in the video. Is there, if somebody really wants to reach out to you, either to book you or anything like that, or just to get in contact with you, what's the best way for them to get hold of you?
Weirdly, mate, best way is social media. We're actually quicker on that than we are on emails now, which is just funny. So if you literally just type in @mental theft, and you'll find us across all social media platforms. And if you do a message through Instagram, is Jesse's baby. So if you do a message through that will ping up to me and to Jesse and the PA. And Facebook, we answer messages so quickly on that, it's unbelievable. So yeah, just get in touch with us there. It's that easy.
Okay, well, that's brilliant. All right, thank you ever so much for your time, Paul. It's been really good to catch up. We haven't had a catch up for a while.
Mate, it's good to see you again as well. Fingers crossed we'll be allowed to have a breakfast at some point.
That'll be good. And to everyone who's watching and listening, look for all of Paul's stuff. If nothing else, go and find Paul's YouTube channel. I spent about 2 hours on Friday afternoon watching some of the videos of Paul's performances, going, how did he do that?